Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the 4th episode of the 2nd season of Nanatsu no Taizai. So, let's get into it. Let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, it was very unpleasant. Yeah. And that happened as well, yeah. Of course he was no match for Meliodas. Once he had his, legendary weapon. Sacred treasure. Tomato, tomato. Man. Oh yeah, that was attacked near the end of the episode, wasn't it? One seems to be a bit overweight, the other one seems a bit anorexic. Might want to hurry up because they're already kind of attacking. Yeah, it's nap time. Yeah, you definitely need a nap after being sucked dry, trust me. Preferably with the person who sucked you dry, but... yeah, it's a problem. But first you gotta focus on not dying. But first they have to regain consciousness. And opening? Yeah. Yeah, hopefully the 7 deadly sins can save the day. Even if a couple of them are kind of doing their own thing right now. I'm sure they'll be relevant when the time comes. I do love that first shot of the opening. It's so good. Still can't believe Gother was a doll. That's a... it explains so much, but... oh, are you still with us, Jericho? Yeah, come at us, bro. I know Gil Thunder will save the day if no one else will. I don't know how many of you have watched that one abridged parody thing called the Seven Deadly Schmucks. But every time I see a Gil Thunder, I always think of that. Gil Thunder's voice in that left that much of an impression on me. Move out. Or at least start paying rent. So is this King's chance to fight him and save the day and get back on their good side by saving the forest? Is that where this is going? Me without my fly swatter. Luckily I have a hand. It's a close second. You might want to move. Uh, or fly in this case. We just had the forest looking nice again, too. Hey, why don't you throw rocks at him, like you did to your king? I'm sure that'll work. Think of it as bad karma. It's real enough to see. Yeah, I figured that was king. You know, you're supposed to say talk to the hand. Yeah. It doesn't get much more intimidating than sunflowers. Man, even solar beam is not working too well. Bon, what are you doing? You want to help? Yeah, good thing you didn't, huh? It's almost like he's the king of the force or something. Because you guys are all assholes? I don't know. And weak on top of it. Yeah, Bon, you could use some help right about now. Well, apparently it's been sealed. Well, I'm sure. Which is why it was a bit surprising so many of them accepted you as king. And it might get burned down again, just so you know. Well, yeah, then you'd be the human king. Yeah, and if the Great Deku Tree doesn't choose you. Nobody ever listens, Bon, I know that feeling. Bon is so great. Why don't you cry me a bucket of tears? Wow, are you kidding me? What is wrong with that person? That fairy. Apparently she just lost her mind, I don't know. I mean, it might not exactly be a weed whacker, but... Oh no, how did she possibly get through my vines? Well, it'll take more than that to kill Bond, so I'm not worried, but... Wow. Yeah, and you just incapacitated one of the few people that can deal with that. Because you're a bitch. So you want to start using your Vine whips on, you know, an actual enemy instead of a friend? You know, for once. Oh, Bumblebee. I didn't even know he watched Ruby. Yeah, if only you had another 7 daily thing with you that could help. That'd be nice, right? Well, I wasn't speaking about her specifically, but I guess she would be a nice addition. That's a big increase, yeah. Ouch. She looks so small in those flashbacks. I mean, she might have been, you know. What did that tree ever do to you? So, Bon, you should be okay now. Yeah. It does look like we're entirely focusing on the furry forest this episode. Bit of a change in tune. Eventually, and then get attacked again. But man, this is went downhill very quickly. Yeah. You know Meliodas. And then they throw rocks at you. uh, huge cutie. I don't know how I managed to read that as huge castle. Yeah, wouldn't have to tell me twice to go back to Diana. That's one way to get her to leave you alone. Most importantly, yeah, Diane. Don't destroy yourself, but... I mean, I don't really think he's gonna full-on sacrifice himself here. That'd be pretty horrible. But... Man, this show really is turning into Dragon Ball Z. A guy standing there powering up while everyone else just looks at them. I think it worked, actually. It's gonna be a long fall down, though. Hopefully somebody catches you. We're checking in on the 10 Commandments. I disagree. Be a pretty boring story if nobody could. Yeah, I might kill a few people while I'm out, you know. Depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah, I gotta watch that hubris. I don't know, where's that big cutie at? She reminds me a little bit of a Gother. Almost as if it was a full counter. I don't know about head patting someone when your hand's bigger than their head. You have to be very careful. Yep, the very same. Yes, that's the current situation. Yeah, a lot, probably. Doesn't really seem fair, the 7 deadly sins versus 10 commandments. It'll go through. What was that? Oh, it's her connection with King. Okay, I get it. Probably. Physical clones. Also known as Shadow Clone Jutsu. Wow, a dream come true for Elizabeth there. But he hasn't went Super Saiyan yet, so. Unless it works like the multiform technique. Okay, please do. I figured. Yeah. Okay. It's circumstantial, but it can come in handy. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's probably the biggest advantage of it. Exactly. Well, I mean, if you want to be useful to him, just stand there and look pretty. I mean, he doesn't need you, but, I mean, I'd prefer you to be around. I'm sure he would as well. More importantly. So is this his walk? Well, them killing you is also gonna take a toll on you. And he's got a sacred treasure now, so the fight's only gonna go one way. Yeah, he hasn't aged a bit. Maybe a silly thing to say in this setting, but... Or his power's too high for it. It's over 9,000! It actually is. And wow. I am convinced they're trying to reference Dragon Ball Z with some of these moments, but... That's a problem, though. That is a problem. He's outnumbered. And Meliodas' full counter is kind of a game changer. They already kind of made a point of it that his full counter doesn't... The power of the person wielding it doesn't really matter because of the nature of the attack. But more importantly, a lot of the deadly sins are there, so... It shouldn't be too bad. So definitely setting up next episode, which will be fighting him. You know, you could tell us about this before you show it to us, but oh well. It's probably a piece of cake, I'll just assume it is. Sounds great. So that was the 4th episode of Nanatsu no Taizai Imashime no Fukkatsu. So, this episode, it was mostly focused on the forest, like Fairy King's forest, and that whole situation. Apparently, Jurado, the Fairy King advisor, she definitely does not approve of Bon being the new Fairy King. Very obvious about that. And apparently she didn't want Bon to leave. She wanted Bon to stay there and be the new life spring for the forest. And instead of asking politely, she just pretty much... Like, I don't think she actually was attempting to attack Elaine. She just wanted to bait him to block so she could stab him and trap him there. But so yeah, she didn't ask, she just went for it. And meanwhile, a giant monster is attacking the forest, so kind of a... I feel like this is kind of a case of missing the forest for the trees, wherever that saying goes. And luckily, King was able to deal with it. He really stepped up to deal with that situation, which I figured he would, and I figured they would kind of... The other fairies would have a bit of a change of hearts, on their feelings towards him with that act. And they did, and after he pretty much pulled out all the stops, he didn't seem like he was able to defeat it, you know, judging by the Ten Commandments reaction. Hopefully he didn't, you know, die doing it. I feel like that's what the whole eye glowy thing with Diane was about. But I still think he's fine, alive, more or less. We also had one of the 10 Commandments, like, actually go out for a walk, you know, check out the 7 deadly sins, see what they're up to. Apparently he has a power level of 26,000. To put that in perspective, Meliodas, I think, had like a power level of 3,300. So, that could be a bit of a problem, but they have said at some point in the series that power levels can, like, go up, you know, depending on the situation. So, yeah, I think it'll work out. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon, and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.